I low key, and I think I'm one of the minorities
Oh
on this.
Lord, what you got to say?
I do low key wish that I grew up in like the 70s, 80s with the big hair.
Oh, that big ass afro. Oh,
I would. If I grew up in the 70s,
that big
that
ass
afro would have been to the moon and back.
heavy.
Neck hurt. No, neck strong.
Yeah, it was so I say neck strong. Like the first time I got box braids was how weak my neck was. It's like, God damn, he's heavy.
All right, let's get her going with the weekly question of the week.
Yes.
So I wanted to keep it kind of lighthearted this week.
Okay.
With the question of the week. So I found one on the interwebs that was, what's something you genuinely missed that younger generations will probably never experience? There's so
I feel bad.
I actually do.
I really
do feel bad for younger generations that they won't experience a lot of the stuff that we experienced growing up.
Simple stuff like the ice cream truck, like simple stuff.
Ice cream.
It's a few stragglers trying to keep them alive.
It's nothing like when we were younger, though.
But it would be literally more than one. You like, oh, they fighting over which block is their ice cream block.
Girl, and then when the ice cream truck started also selling nachos and
chocolate nachos.
I was like, oh my gosh, it was a time. The candy store that was out of your mama's friend's house. It was just so nice.
What a time.
What a time. I'm so happy I grew up when I did.
Realize we were not being watched. No. Like to my child, I only recall my parents during dinner time. Why all the time? People.
Yeah, like seriously, I feel bad for younger generations that won't experience
the games.
Yeah.
The streetlight rules, the exercise.
Well, I got some responses from the interwebs, and I think they have some good ones that I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I miss that I can't even experience this stuff anymore. But okay, so what's something you genuinely miss that younger generations will probably never experience? Slamming the phone down to end a phone call. Oh, I mean, the sound that would make just was so satisfying. It was, and then even not even just that, like, because yeah, you can get the most satisfaction out of like slamming down a house phone, but even when flip phones first came out, you would snap it down. Oh gosh,
wonderful snap.
That was why I was so excited when Samsung came out with the flip, because I was like, oh, I might actually get one just so that I could experience.
Well, the Razor's back too, like the Razors.
But I knew somebody that had the Samsung flip, and it's a soft close, so
that ruins the whole.
It's like, I don't want it then.
The point, but you can't do that on touchscreen. You'll mess it up.
I mean, I'm sure they can figure out a way. But yeah, I was like, yeah, that it used to be such a satisfying.
You know what I also miss? Like,
but I didn't even mean that you was hanging up on people. It was just a snap that
it was a sound.
It was the signal that the phone call had in. It didn't matter if it was a argument or y'all just was like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just people feel like there's no more personal boundaries now. Like we knew when we left. I was to talk to my friend again until I seen her later.
Yep.
There was
or till tomorrow in school.
That was the end.
And then after 10 p.m., I wasn't talking to you at all. Like, don't call. My mama's rule was you do not call us before 10 a.m. and after 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. You won't play them games. But I'm like,
yeah,
girl, the doorbells in front of the bedroom door.
Yeah. Okay. What's something you genuinely miss that younger generations likely will never experience? Life without social media.
That was part of what I was saying. Like, there's a cutoff. There's a cutoff.
Don't get me wrong. Social media has a purpose, but life without, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, because YouTube came around in what, 2006?
Yeah, like high school for me.
Yeah, like that was the year I graduated high school,
and it was a time to be had.
And before that, you just spent more time with your friends.
Well, not only that, I was getting dragged before the internet. I can imagine. And like I feel bad for them for that. I'm like, y'all can't even really live. Like you can't post funny pictures to somebody is out to get you.
Yeah.
They can't have fun with like the prom pictures now. I'm like, I'm a grown ass adult. Now I don't even look that good when I go out. These expectations are too high. And I'm thinking, how much do they think I'm gonna pay for this shit?
Social media add a layer of expectations that I don't think is fair.
It's not realistic to add to everybody.
But I'm just talking about just even not even, expectations because that adds a layer of complication. I'm just talking about just in its simplest form. Life was just simple without it. And you didn't have the keyboard warriors.
Well, they didn't exist.
People were more, in my opinion, empathetic.
Well, they have
because now they
more.
can get behind the keyboard and they can be like, oh, I don't care what your problem is. Like somebody could go on the internet and talk about, oh, I have this issue, and people respond, well, other people have it worse, right? And it's just like, yeah,
like what they said. They just say they have it the worst out of everybody in the world. That's not
that they can also have problems, even though it might be smaller than someone else.
Yeah,
it's just like life without the internet was so simple. No, not anymore. Okay, what's something you genuinely miss that younger generations will likely never experience? Toy stores. Nothing beats the aisles and aisles of stuff at Toys R Us.
What a time they missed it.
The very few times when my dad would get some toys and take me to Toys R Us, it was a time. And I'll even go a step further than that. They will never experience how it felt to look through a Toys R Us catalog, especially when it was like around my birthday or Christmas time, and making a list of all the stuff. Yeah,
what a time!
It was so. Oh my gosh! And have you ever been that person that when the census was coming out and they send you money in the mail to participate?
Send me no money in the mail to do a damn thing.
In Chicago,
because I wouldn't trust you, me.
I used to get like $5-10 sent to me. It's like, yeah, just do this survey.
No, girl, yeah. I was involved in that shit.
Yeah,
all involved.
It was nice. Someone said, okay, so what's something that you genuinely miss that younger generations will likely never experience? The feeling of not being watched or recorded. Because we are.
All the time.
I tell people all the time, privacy is an illusion. It doesn't exist.
It's not real anymore. It's not.
I'm like, the only way you can truly get real privacy is if you completely just get rid of everything, electronics, and you go live in the woods somewhere.
And that's quite dangerous, actually. If you break your ankle, you just out there.
I mean, but I'm like, to me, others might disagree, but I really don't think privacy exists anymore.
It doesn't.
They give us that illusion, but it's not there. And I'm like, I would kill to actually have like true privacy again.
It doesn't exist.
Somebody, and that's why I'm like, when people go missing, I don't believe that they can't find people a lot of the time.
They find who they want to find. And people get mad when I said they find, because it's all about resources. It's not about that. Like, the family will give you cold, hard leads and still nothing. Like, the family gave you everything you need to find this day.
Here's the thing with that. Everybody's phone is recording something, and they can't tell me that it's not, because there's too many instances of us having conversations, and then you look up Facebook and it knows exactly what you were talking about.
I didn't know I wanted a new bed. I didn't search it on my phone. Exactly. I had a conversation, and now all of a sudden
everybody's phone is recording something. There's so many cameras just planted everywhere that's recording something. Everybody is so thirsty to record something on their phones, and unless somebody is being kidnapped and completely just taken somewhere where no one else exists, I find it very hard to believe that the government can't find people. I just find it hard to believe.
Because they can find everything.
Everything.
The hell else.
Under every nook and cranny, but they can't find a human being.
They can find a piece of head somebody else cracked, but can't find nothing else.
Okay, so what's something you genuinely miss that younger generations will likely never experience? The excitement of your new favorite song playing on the radio or MTV. For me, it was 106 in Park.
Video releases. We like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. That new video is dropping. Life was on hold. You invited friends over. Whoever had the biggest TV. Everybody went to their house, and we sat there in anticipation, waiting.
Well, that takes me to the next one. What's something that you genuinely miss that young generations will likely never experience? When everyone watched a TV show at the same time in their individual houses and then came together to talk about it the next day. Pre-streaming services days. Commercials still sucked, but there was something magical about it. And I'd even go a step further to say commercials didn't suck in the 90s.
Show did.
Because that Mentos commercial still lives
They know what we wanted, and they gave it to us.
Mentos, what's that? J.G. Whitworth?
Yeah.
Who was the carpet guy?
What carpet guy? The Empire.
Yeah, Empire.
Empire today.
and I remember before they added the today to it. But yeah, that and
J.G. Whitworth.
The orbit gun with the
the best commercial ever made in life. Legendary.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. So when Beth invited us all out for her husband's birthday party, we had the little game show thing.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Lint Liquor, and her best friend's name was Cootie. So what was the other one? Cootie Queen. Mm-hmm. And those were their names. Yes, forever.
The commercials in the 90s. Now, yes, at that time,
that was a controversial commercial at that time.
It was somebody a Lint or national
spicy.
And I think that was like a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, it was spicy. It was
that commercial was like commercials in the 90s was just top notch. And don't even get me started on Miss Cleo at the 3 a.m. infomercial.
And we all called her. We have all called her.
The CDs, Kids Bop.
Kids Bop, are they still around? I think they tried. I was cool with them after that terrible We Belong Together with that little girl and that note at the end. I'm surprised Mariah Carey sued the hell out their asses because that was why all girl listened to it. I think Kids Bop, Mariah, We Belong Together. You'll hear it. It's nothing good. But yeah,
it was just such a good time.
The Valentine's Day card. They don't even do that no more.
Speaking of, I don't think people will experience pen pals.
No, it's over.
Pen pals was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, what's something that
you can if you're friends with a prisoner.
What's something you genuinely miss that young generations will likely never experience? The joy of getting off a plane and having someone right there at the gate waiting for you.
I was poor. I experienced it.
See, I did. It was nice because you didn't have to now they make you wait outside the airport or something like that. But and I don't even understand how that happens with kids because kids used to fly, and it's like so now the kid have to work their way through the airport to get to the gate to get on the plane and then to get to their relatives or friends or whoever.
I get it.
And I'm just like, that seems crazy to have a child do that. Because I remember my cousin used to travel a lot because she would go see her dad who lived in California, and she lived in Florida. And it was just her flying as a kid. So it's like, at the time, she did have people waiting at the gate for her, but imagine having to do that now.
Her mom would have to go with her.
I was like, that seems kind of risky.
Because if you really watch Sleepless in Seattle, these kids was on their own back in the day.
Right, but
have you watched it?
Not since the 90s, no.
From now as an adult, I go, wait a minute. The little boy's like 7. Why is he alone all day? But anyway.
But yeah, it's
weird.
I've experienced both. And it was nice to have somebody sitting at the gate waiting for you. You get so excited to see him. You get off the gate. Then now it's just like, well, now I got to make my way through it. By the time I get through getting my bags and stuff, I just want to get home.
The excitement is over.
The excitement is over. You should have been at the gate excited, Jocelyn. But What's something you genuinely miss that younger generations will likely never experience? Creating your own ringtone on Nokia Composer. I have created my own ringtones before. Can you create your own ringtones now?
I don't know, because when we used to do the radio snippets of our favorite songs,
Yep.
I used to do that.
Yep. I don't know if you can create your own ringtones now.
If you can, I mean, now if that thing ring, I'm upset.
Oh,
I'm up the hell that sound. Like, oh, that's my phone.
and that is exactly why the sound is never on my phone.
It can't be a song I don't want. Now, old people still do songs. Now, I'm in the store and I hear a Keisha Cole song go off for some old woman.
My grandma still uses call tones. Where the
low-key miss those. Yeah, I low-key miss those.
And hers is still to this day, never would have made it.
Never would. I low-key miss those. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get that back because
yeah,
low-key miss that.
I don't think
it's elevator music is basically all it is, but I don't keep missing.
I don't think it's worth paying for.
No, it better be free. I got unlimited plus. That means it better be free. If not, go see. Intrigued. I want to see. Do we still do that? Can I still do that? I don't know if that's an option anymore. I'll deep dive into this because baby, mine is gonna be Keisha Cole Love.
I used to love that damn song.
It's gonna be mine.
But what's a thing that younger generations will likely never experience that we miss? Blockbuster.
God, what a time! Yeah, off school. I even order pizza.
I don't think anybody ever got Blockbuster and didn't get a pizza.
It goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand. To this day, I can't think of Pizza Hut without thinking of Blockbuster. And Pizza Hut used to have the salad bar.
Yeah, the buffet.
Yeah, the buffet.
The Pizza Hut buffet.
And they used to have games in there. Pizza Hut was a time, and it would be on a Friday. We go get some movies, and we'd
take that candy up front at Blockbuster,
and then go get pizza and go home, and we would binge movies all night. It was such a good time.
They don't know. It's not the same as cutting on Netflix. It's not the same.
We could even use Netflix as an example. Getting those DVDs in the mail.
Yeah, we did that. It
was a time too. You'd be like, I'm waiting on my movie to get here. Just excited. Because that was also around the time when DVD players and Blu-ray players were coming out.
When Disney used to have those movie releases and we would be anticipating that new movie that comes out.
Yep. Thursday night. Yeah.
Wednesday was random days of the week. So it wasn't even Friday.
But the 90s was such a good time. Like people.
What a time.
I wish that younger generations could experience it because like I know they talk about us, millennials and stuff. Same way we used to talk about Gen X and how they used to be always reminiscing about old ass just sitting here reminiscing.
Yeah.
And I know
we doing
all the younger generation.
They gonna do it. They gonna say something. I don't care.
I don't even care. If personally we cared about what people was gonna say about us, we wouldn't be on the podcast.
We sure wouldn't be on camera. I tell you that. Because they be trying to like us. I don't even know you. Why does feel personal? Funny, but
why do people get so invested in people they don't know? Not that they get invested in people they don't know. It's the ones like
it seems
the people that are for us. Yes, get invested because you're for us. But the one that's like they see something, they just like I don't like that. It's like then why are you getting invested about people that you don't know? Like just let it go. Just let it go then.
Let it go. Let it go.
But yeah, I do wish that younger generations could experience even just a portion of the 90s.
We had such a good time.
It was such a good time.
If we go back in time, I wouldn't be a teenager in the 90s. That's the life. That's the life. I want to get involved.
Being a teenager in the 90s, I bet it was
the time.
I know it was amazing.
Or being college age in the 90s at an HBC.
Anybody that was in college or high school already in the 90s, let us know your experience.
Such a time.
So in the 90s, so I was born in 87. So, 90s for me was the first 10 to 13 years of my
See, I
life.
didn't get that. I only got the first 9. I was
Yes, I got the entire 90s, but I was a kid during them.
I would be a teenager. That's what
I'm like, I want to be like a 16-year-old,
17, 18. Matter of fact, anybody between 15 and 24. Anywhere in that window.
Let me know your experience. Tell us what you miss about the 90s, because
it's like a child.
Like, yes, so the people that are, between that were between like 16 and 24, 25 in the 90s. Tell us your experience. What do you miss about it? What did you love about it? Because we low-key jealous because I was a child in the 90s. So in 99, I was 12. Like, I was just going on I think I was
almost
13.
He was almost there.
I was almost a teenager. And don't get me wrong, I loved my teenage years. The early 2000s as a teenager was a time too. The music was still really good, and it was still a time. But
Different vibe.
different vibe. I feel like growing up in the 90s with the 90s fashion, the 90s music, everything was still booming in there.
Perfection.
It would have been a time.
Jealous.
So yeah, tell us your experience. Make us jealous because we really want to hear.
I think all millennials feel that way.
Do you? And if you're a millennial, do you feel the same way? Do you wish you were older in the 90s?
It feels like they didn't want to be like sister in the 90s. I'm like, I want to be. I don't want a Roger. I want it all.
We all wanted a Roger.
I wanted all brand new socks and drawers. I wanted it all.
And who wasn't in love with Roger in the 90s?
I didn't like Roger.
I did.
Oh my God, Roger.
It wasn't even just that. I just liked Marcus Houston.
I'm saying I wasn't into it.
See, immature when he was with.
Yeah, I know.
Him, Marcus Houston, and Romeo from.
Now, Romeo was fine.
Romeo was
fine. His name was Romeo. What more you
exactly?
Say?
That enough said. Even with the eye patch.
Da, 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 my first time.
I can't remember any instinct. Not instinct. Then they changed their name to IMX. And I was just like, oh, it was so good.
Forgot about that name change, Kara. Forgot it.
The name change, IMX. Yeah. The 90s was just, the music was so fucking good.
Still good. I'm still listening to it.
I'm stuck in the 90s. Like, my playlist, when I'm not listening to K-pop, is something 90s. Some 90s.
I feel that way. Because remember, used to be the people stuck in the 80s. We're like, what do you do?
Like,
why do you do your hair different?
Now, I will say, I'm low-key, and I think I'm one of the minorities on this.
Lord, what you about to say?
I do low-key wish that I grew up in, like, the 70s, 80s with the big hair.
Oh, that big ass afro.
I would. If I grew up in the 70s,
that big ass
afro would have been to the moon and back.
Heavy.
Neck hurting. No, neck strong.
Yeah, I'm saying neck strong. Like the first time I got box braids, was how weak my neck was. It's like, God damn, he's heavy.
Yeah, if I had to go back in time, I would go back to the 90s.
Like mid-90s, like 95.
I'd go back to like I'd go back to as early in the 90s as I possibly could.
Just so you can get all of
just so that I can get every year of the 90s.
Everything I know now, we could be gazillionaires.
We could be, would be.
Gazillion.
Because if I go back to the 90s and I'm not a gazillionaire by the time the 90s is over, I wasted that opportunity.
Like the makers of The Simpsons that can predict everything.
But honestly, if I were to go back in time, though, I truly feel like the 70s was a time to be alive. Now, don't get me wrong. Racism, segregation, all that stuff was still good. So I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
You already go back home.
Yeah. Or if I had to be there permanently, I don't know that I'm going to go back as a Black person. Because they did not like us. And I like being Black. No, white people had afros back then.
Not good.
I saw a picture of a guy that used to work with me at my job.
Yeah.
He showed me a picture of him with an afro. It was a nice
All I'm
afro.
gonna say is you can look at people now and know who in the 70s would have had an afro because it's their hair, it ain't them.
Yeah.
You can look and go in the 70s, you would have been one of them people with a big ass afro.
And he had a nice, it was shaped nice. It was full.
He had the hair to do that though. Not
Yeah.
everybody got the hair
And
to
I
do
was
that.
like, I'm actually shocked. Because usually when a white person tells me that he had an afro, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's somebody I might know. Somebody.
No, he's not there. He's retired now. But usually when a white person tells me they had an afro back then, I'm like, oh, okay.
Whatever.
Right.
Your
but then
he showed
then he showed me a picture. I said, oh, that's a legit fro. I'm like, okay, all right, respect.
Like, that's a legit.
That's a legit.
Not a play.
Actually stick a pick in that thing and it would stay put. But
it's a lot of arm strength.
Yeah. But yeah, if I would like to have experienced the 70s because I think if I were born in the 70s, I would have been a hippie.
I think I just would have been thinking I was Pam Grier. I was her for Halloween, and I loved every minute of it. I might do it again. I
would have been definitely the make love, not war person.
I mean, I do got my peace and love tattoo. I would have been there too. Make love, not war. I don't know if I'd have been high as hell, but I would have been there. I would have been that. I would have been.
What's the concert that
Woodstock?
Woodstock. I would have been there. I would have loved to have seen Jimi Hendrix.
Because you know I don't like bras. I would have fit right on me.
Well, they too big to not wear bras for me.
Mine live free.
Nah, these can't be hanging like that. But yeah, I used to tell my mother when I was younger that I always felt I should have been her sister over her daughter. Just because I liked all the stuff from when she was growing up.
She didn't talk about it that much. I don't think my mama did. I don't think it was a good time. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know my parents, my parents' siblings, they all experienced racism and stuff.
Well, I think it's just the racism. I don't. She was having. I can't answer.
I think my mama had her a good time growing up. I mean, minus the bad. I
feel like my mom would feel good too.
No, I don't think.
I feel this way.
And my family was a bunch of fighters too. They just seemed like they just like.
Apparently, my mama family was too. I'm like, interesting. And apparently, she was right there with the shit, pretending like she's an angel. Not surprising.
Yeah, my mama got all them sent to jail one time. But anywho, the 90s was. I mean, the little I did experience of the 90s.
I loved every minute.
A good time. I can't think of one bad thing for the 90s. But again, I was also a child.
Yeah, in the 90s. So we weren't working in the 90s.
Exactly.
Paying for shit. Well, shit was cheaper back then.
All I needed was 25 cents in the 90s, you know?
Literally $1. I could be gone all day and feed myself, mind you, off of that one singular.
It was so childish. That's when they still had penny candy.
Yeah, 25-cent pop, 35 if you wanted it cold.
25-cent bag of chips.
35-cent honey buns. We could eat all day off of one singular dollar. Could be gone all day. And let's get 5 hours. Boy.
Walking down the neighborhood, you see everybody that live in the apartment just sitting out front on crates.
Just sitting there.
Just having a good time.
The only thing I don't miss was them stray dogs.
See, I ain't got that.
I don't think I said, why y'all are on these dogs and why I ain't never in your house? But
no, man, if I could go back. Okay, so if you could go back to any time, let's say because you're getting ready to be what, 33, 34? 34.
Had to think about it too, ain't that sad? So,
yeah, I actually looked it up yesterday because I was like, oh shit, because I thought your birthday was yesterday.
No.
And it was like 11:50, and I said, oh shit, I think I missed her.
I'm petty. I'm be like, oh, so you don't know my birthday now? I would have run with you. So you don't know my birthday now. I actually would have been upset. I know, that's why I'm let me look it up and make sure so that I can get on Facebook. What's happening? Everybody's birthday.
No, I got an app on my phone that has everybody's birthday, and it did message me earlier this week and just said Jay's birthday is this week.
You're like,
and so yesterday I was like, oh, shit, it's Thursday. No,
And it's not.
it was Wednesday. And I was like, the week is almost over now. Let me make sure I ain't missing.
So Saturday, jokes
It's
on
Saturday. But let's say you could go back to 21. I just picked a random age so you can change it if you want.
Stick with it.
But let's say you go back to 21, knowing everything that you know now. What would you do different?
For one, I wouldn't have got married.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
I mean, I probably would have later, just not at that time.
But you would have stayed with Victor though.
Yeah, I don't think I would have not been with him. I just wouldn't have married him. And
I think both of you have admitted
we both
that
were
you
in the
weren't ready.
streets. We both were still for them goddamn streets. I wouldn't have dropped out of school, of course, because I did that. And so what I went to school for, I think I would put, of course, more focus on, dating and shit. Because back then, that wasn't even important in 2009. It wasn't even important. And it's
not as important as it is now.
What else would I do? If I would do I will buy a house, goddamn it, in 2009. I tell you that. Boy, I mean, some damn $20,000 house. Well, I would definitely buy a house. If I can go back to 21, I would have hurried up and bought a house while they was 27 cents and went on about my day.
There are 2 points in my life that if I could pick that I would go back to. And both of them were what I would call pivotal times in my life that I think completely changed me either as a person or changed the trajectory for my life at that time. And the first one, and probably the one if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go back to. I'd go back to, I think it was my end of my freshman year, beginning of sophomore year, or something like that. Maybe it was my freshman year of high school. I don't know, but it was when the fire happened. Because I knew that my grandfather was cooking in the kitchen, and I went back to sleep knowing that he was. So if I could go back knowing what I know now, I would just take over the cooking for him and finish it out, therefore avoiding the whole fire altogether. So that's one.
I don't know. I think it just would have been something else, though.
I mean, I still think he would have passed away, but I don't think he would have passed away in the way that he did.
Yeah, it still would have been something else, though.
Yeah, I still think he would have passed away, but it definitely would have.
I'd hope it's some more peaceful.
Yes, something more peaceful, something that's a little less stressful for my mother and the family at that time.
But that's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, we lost everything in that fire. So, I mean, me personally, I was just starting high school, so what did I really care? I didn't have anything anyway. But my mother lost everything, and I don't even think she really had a job at that time. I think she was maybe working as like a teacher assistant at a school. So it's like we didn't have much to begin with. And, grandfather died because of the fire. The apartment building was just ruined, so they had to put in a lot of money to remodel it. We had to stay with relatives for a few months, and then that landlord told us we couldn't stay there anymore. So then we had to live with my brother for like almost a year. It was just not a good time. So I think if I could go back and stop that would change things. Yes, I still think my grandfather would have passed away because he also had a lot of other issues. That I'm just like adding the fire on top of all his other issues just seemed like overkill.
You like
Yeah. So I would do that one. And then the second time, if the first one wasn't an option, I'd go back to my senior year of high school when I started messing with the 6-year mistake. I'm not saying that I wouldn't mess with him, but I definitely I wouldn't have chosen to not go to Wright State University. I would have went anyway. And I can tell you right now, and yes, it was stupid. 100% of my decision was because I didn't want to get rid of that relationship.
Well, we did the same stupid ass thing that we shouldn't have goddamn did.
Yep. And I chose to go to Dominican University instead because it was in a suburb of Chicago, like It was literally just a train ride away. Instead, I had scholarships to Wright State University because I wanted to be a computer engineer.
Should have did that.
Had got accepted to the school, had scholarships to go to the school, and then literally like maybe a week or two before I had to make my final decision, applied to go to Dominican University and got accepted and chose to go there instead. I should have went to like Wright State University. Uh, those are the two things that if I could go back, I go back and do things differently there. Now, don't get me wrong. I think those two things have made me the person that I am today. So if they hadn't happened, there's no telling who I'd be.
I'm gonna tell you, because I don't know. Because a life without struggle, I feel like I would have been a shitty person if I never
Exactly.
ever had to go through.
Those are just the major struggles I went through. I've gone through struggles.
And we all got a whole
And I
list.
think that I still would have gone through struggles.
Just different ones.
They just would have been different ones. And because they would have been different ones, I also feel that that would have made me a different person today if I didn't go through my current. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But yeah, if those, and like I said, those are two things that I think just completely like, I can guarantee you, fire happened. Before fire, you had a version of Jocelyn. After fire, there was a completely different version of Jocelyn. And with the 6-year mistake thing, there wasn't two different versions of Jocelyn. It was just, I know I would have been on a different track if I had gone to Wright State University. I know that I would have done better in school because I completely trashed
You just didn't
my
care.
first year. I did not care. All I wanted to do was spend time with my boyfriend. That was it. Couldn't be me today. Couldn't be me today.
I why praise and go, you know what? Why don't you come here? Why am I stopping what I'm doing? Why can't you meet me over here? But that's from being an adult.
Yeah.
Because that's what our families were basically like, hey, don't do that.
And my mother did.
Hey, girl, don't do it.
My mother told me
Mine did too. We don't
not to, yeah.
And we don't
And now, but when I turned 24 and I decided to move to Indiana, that's when I sat him down and was like, look, either you can come with me or you can stay here, but I'm going. And I thought he was going to stay there, to be honest.
So he followed your ass.
Yeah, he did. He did. And what, I think 2 years later is when I finally broke up with him.
And that crazy story.
Oh my God.
We already talked about it. We sure did.
We haven't talked about it on here, but God, he put me through so much.
That is crazy.
And then had the nerve to get on Facebook calling me bitches.
You like, you got your nerve.
I took care of you for this whole 6 years, dude. Like, I'm sorry, you kept getting fired from jobs just because you didn't want to go and kept lying to me about how much you was bringing home so that I paid off the bill.
Wow. Oh, that girl, when I tell you,
look,
I would
the guy, there's a reason that this guy's called this shit 6-year mistake. Don't get me wrong, there were good times.
Of course it was.
There were good
That's why you stayed. Of course it was.
But this man he had the nerve to be cheating on me. He would get jobs, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't be there to hold my dude down. I am. But there comes a point where you're taking advantage.
Yeah, so different hold somebody down and just being an enabler.
Exactly.
There's a line.
Like, I've had to, so this man, I was working as a pharmacy tech. And I'm sorry, but pharmacy techs should make way more money than they actually do. And this was what, 2010, between 2010 and 2012.
Yeah, the pay is increasing still.
Yeah, it's increased since then.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I transferred to a pharmacy here from Chicago. So I came over making more money than people in Indianapolis was, just because of the simple fact cost of living in Chicago was higher.
Yeah.
But when I say I was taking care of this man, that's not an exaggeration. I bought his clothes, I bought his food, I took care of pretty much all the bills in the house. And for the first few months, maybe even I can give it the first year we were here, he did great. He would literally pay all of his bills with no problem. He would go to work with no problem. And then all of a sudden, he would come to me and say, oh, my check is short. And then I would say, okay, your check is short. I get it. It happens sometimes, occasionally with work. Okay,
But that means the next check should be higher.
Exactly. But then it would never be the same. Like, he wouldn't say that like 3 weeks in a row.
No.
That, to me, that would be just stupid.
Different stuff though.
But then like a month or two would go by, and then all of a sudden his check is short again. And I'm like,
Houseway.
it's starting to
Be a
seem
pattern.
like, yeah. So, but I'm also of the mindset, until I get actual proof, I have to take your word for it. So I used to also do our laundry. I was the person that did the cooking, the laundry, went to work, paid all the bills, all the stuff at this point. And then what was starting to happen was I would do laundry and I would find his pay stubs and find out that his checks was like $300-400 more than what he was telling me it was. While I'm sitting there struggling to pay bills. At this point, I'm borrowing money from my mama. I'm borrowing money.
And he hoarding it.
I even borrowed money from Tasha to pay bills before. And then I still didn't say anything to him. I just decided what I was going to do next time it happened. So a couple months go by, he comes to me again and says his check is short. And I'm like, okay. So what I do is I get up. I got up at the ass crack of dawn. I don't even know how I went to pay bills with this money because I wasn't even driving at that time. But I woke up at the ass crack of dawn. I knew he had cashed his check. I went in his pocket, saw that his check was more than what he told me it was, and I took every dime he had in his pocket and I went and paid bills with it. He was so mad at me.
That's what you get.
He was so mad at me, Jay.
He was. He thought he was going to have a time with that money.
And at that time, I think that's around the time where he was cheating on me.
It's money for your little friend now.
And oh my gosh, when I say that whole thing was just a nightmare. And the thing that broke the camel's back, which you would think it would be him lying about how much his check was I've always been the person that I do not be on top of my guy to be at home at a certain time. The only thing I ever asked him to do was just don't let the sun beat you home. Come home before daylight. I didn't care if it was 2 a.m. because you out with your friends. I didn't care. But we were already having issues because of the whole lining with the check thing. And he came to me. I woke up at 7 a.m. one morning and he still hadn't made it home. And I'm calling him. So I'm like, where is he? And I think I had to be at work that day. And he was the one that would take me to work. So he's not answering, nothing's happening. Then finally he gets home and I sit him down because I'm a communicator. If we're having issues, I would like to talk about it. So I sit him down and we talk about it. And the only thing I asked him, Jay, I said, I don't care about you going out with your friends. I don't want to be that woman that's like, oh, you can't be out with your friends past this time and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be that person. So I said, I don't care about you going out with your friends. Go out with your friends. Have a good time. Come home whenever you want. Just don't let the sun come up before then. And I said, just please don't let that happen to you. That's all I asked.
And so remember when you got to take me to work, fool.
Right.
Like, let's not.
And literally the exact same night, he didn't come home again.
Okay.
And I was calling him again. I texted him. He wasn't answering. And finally, I was literally sitting there and I was just like, I am so done with this relationship. I'm just over it. I like this relationship should have ended before I left Chicago.
That was your breakaway. You didn't take it. You should be like, you know what? Then I'll move. And I think we should let it go.
It was. And I tried to take the breakaway, but I tried the coward way out of it. I thought that he would just choose not to come. And when he didn't, I didn't have the balls to actually just end it.
I don't want you to come.
Yeah, and I should. But when he did that again, that next day, I was just like, I cannot be in this relationship any longer. I just can't do it. And I'm like, he's not answering the phone. He's not answering text messages. And I'm like, and God knows when he's actually coming home at this point, because at this point it's like 9 a.m. And so I just texted him. I said, you know what? I just really think we should call it quits. I think we should just, you do your thing, I do my thing. We're just not together anymore. That man was home within 30 minutes of me sending him that text message, asking me if we could not do that. And
why? Because you need somewhere to stay.
And I told him, I said, I've always told you that I am not that person that's going to be breaking up and getting back together and breaking up and getting back together. Once I decide that we are done, we are done. And I told him, no, I don't want to get back together. We're done. And he still lived with me. He still took me to work. The car was in my name and stuff. And we can get into the whole car thing because you would think that that was the end for me and him. It was at least another
way
6
nicer
months.
than I would have.
It was at least
Well,
it's because he was also doing, he was still taking me to and from work. I didn't have a license or any way to get around.
Well, I would have been on that goddamn bus. I ain't dealing with you.
I was not about to be messing around with Indianapolis buses.
I was. The whole little system. I don't care.
But yeah, so yeah, we could get into the whole car thing later on, which is why I say do not ever co-sign on a car for nobody.
Don't do it.
I don't care if it's your husband. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Unless you got the money to pay for it completely by yourself and you doing them a favor, then if that's what you want to do, that's on you.
I'm telling you, I hope people learn from my mistakes because that relationship,
that was just a whole mess.
It was a mess.
That car situation blew my mind.
It blows everybody's mind when I tell the story.
What?
Especially when I tell how it happened, what all went down.
Oh my God.
It blows everything. Like, so he, her, she.
I know.
Like I'm telling you, my early 20s. This is why I tell people, don't try to be in these serious relationships because that is one thing that if I had to say one thing I regretted. It was trying to be in this serious relationship in my early 20s.
The heat we got for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
The heat we got. We didn't even say be a hoe. We just said don't be in a serious relationship.
I didn't start truly enjoying my 20s until after that relationship ended. So about 25-ish.
Starting a good time.
Not 25. It was my late 20s. So maybe 26, 27-ish. Is when I really started to enjoy my 20s. But yeah, it was. I wish I would have done the things that I was doing in my late 20s. I would have expected people in their early 20s.
Well, you didn't get to do it,
but I didn't get to do any of that because remember he was also in his 30s when I started messing with him.
I was in the middle of somebody's cornfield in my early 20s. I don't even know how I got there.
I was cooking and cleaning and working to take care of me and him.
So glad I'm selfish. When I tell you if there's one thing that gets me through is my own selfishness. I was like, I'm not doing this. My selfishness saved me. Saved.
I wish it would have saved me, but I definitely wasn't as selfish as I am today. There's no way I let a guy take advantage of me like that now. And yeah, like I said, it was good times. It was just those good times started to be way
memories of the past.
And I couldn't take it no more, especially after me asking you
directly,
could you please just make sure you come home
in the same day,
in the same night. But you said I'm doing what I want to do, and don't even get me started on the fact that he had the chick in my house,
which is wild. She raggedy too.
She is raggedy, and I hope she watched this. But yeah, that chick had been in my house before, and I only know because I found out who she was and saw her Facebook and saw that she had taken a picture in our guest bedroom, and it was on her Facebook.
Oh.
And not to mention the fact that I lived literally, Jay, right around the corner from my brother and my sister-in-law. And in order to get out of our apartment complex, they had to pass my house. My sister-in-law calls me one day and was like, no, or was it my brother? I don't know which one of them called me. It was like, I just saw him taking some chicken now. And I was
like, left work. I'm sick. Come get me now.
Now, don't get me wrong. We weren't together at that time. He was just living there with us. But still, I'm like, no chick in my house. I already had you removed off the lease and everything. Don't bring no chick in my house.
You lucky you in there. Think you can invite guests? How the guests invite guests?
I couldn't believe it. And then when after the car situation, uh, that's when he got on Facebook calling me all kinds of bitches and shit, and I had to go block him on Facebook because uh my mom and sister-in-law were texting me asking me if I saw what he put on Facebook, and I was just like, no, I'm at work. And so I quickly logged onto Facebook and blocked him so that he couldn't leave any more messages on my Facebook.
Me after all, like it's the audacity for me. Like, how are you, Grandpa, mad at me? Because you thought you was gonna have a free meal ticket for the rest of your life off of my goddamn back. And when I ended that shit, oh, now I'm the terrible person.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't remember exactly what the post said, but he was. All I remember is that he did call me bitches and shit. And I just like,
Whatever, screw.
I'm like, as long as you get out of my life, I don't care. My sister-in-law still brings up the tape because he took so much shit out of that apartment while I was at work one day. My sister-in-law had gave me a dining room table. He took the dining room table. He had bought me Xbox Connect, I think for like a birthday or something. It's one of the few things he had actually bought me. And literally in that 6 years, I can count on one hand how many things this man has bought me.
Crazy.
He took that though. He left the Xbox, took the Connect.
Candy.
He took a lot of stuff. And my sister to this day will still bring up that damn dining room table. I'm like, I had no control over that. I didn't even know he was taking anything. I said, but you know what? If him taking that dining room table meant that he was the hell out of my life, have the dining room table.
We was poor. He cost that much.
Exactly. Like, it was free 99. Like, take the damn dining room table. I told her, or maybe it wasn't her. I told some damn, but I said he could have took everything I had out of that damn apartment. As long as he wasn't there, I was happy. I would have started over. I would not have cared. I said, because you know what I did as soon as I got home and saw that dining room table gone? I went and set my black ass on the couch and praised God. Like, ooh, he gone, hopefully. Well, no, because the car they still had it. Which is what happened. But telling you, that was the most toxic. Actually, I've had two toxic situations.
I don't think I can share it. I don't know if she wants me to. I'll tell you my next story.
Well, then don't mention it on here if you can't talk about it on here.
I'm talking to you.
Because now people gonna want to know what Monet's story is.
It ain't my business to tell you.
All right. If she give us the clearance to talk about it,
she probably ain't. On the show, actually.
I asked you if she would be interested.
I think she's shy.
I asked you. Look, here's the thing, Jay. I asked you if you wanted Victor on the show.
Victor don't want to.
I asked you if you wanted Monet on the show. I even just asked you in general, is there anybody you want to invite on the show?
They shy. Well, Victor ain't shy. I don't know what BS he on. But
I'm actually surprised Victor doesn't.
Because he ain't shy. Not at all.
He seems like he would have a lot to say.
He do got a lot to say about everything. I
mean, he be in the comments. He might as well be on the show.
I remember.
So
I don't know what that baby doing. He's just Victor. He wants to be just Victor who just lives in our mouths and not on the screen, and that's fine.
Yeah, hey.
That's your choice, young Victor.
I'm just saying, if he ever decides he wants to, we welcome men on the show because sometimes you want to give a guy's perspective too. But
I think he would be trolling us on being on bullshit. That's
just like you and Antonio did.
Look.
Y'all trolled the hell out of me.
No, we did.
Yes, y'all did.
No, we did.
Yes, y'all did.
No, we did.
You
called my haircut man.
That was after you did and said a bunch of shit.
What did I say? Now, I said something about your ashy ass arm. I did.
Look.
I did.
Yes, I'm terrible at putting lotion on. But that day, the reason I took it so personally is because I actually meant to put lotion on and forgot. I genuinely forgot.
Like, girl, you knew we was going to be in the public.
Yeah, which is why I intended to put on lotion.
We done drove all the way over here. He ain't even put no damn lotion.
And crazy part, I remembered to do my legs and forgot to do my arms. I was like, son of a bitch. But anyway.
Who came for you was Antonio. That's your friend.
Huh?
Who came for you was Antonio.
Both of y'all did. And talking about some that's your friend. Both of y'all my friend.
I actually like it.
I know. And he like you too. He talking about some we the same person. I'm like,
we have so much fun.
I think I even said on the episode, I said, this is why it took so long for you to get on this show. Because I knew y'all was going to do this shit. It's okay, because on the next time we have guests on, it's going to be 2 guests, and one of them going to be there to be on my team.
Girl.
It ain't going to be against them too. It's not going to be against them too again.
Ain't nobody ganged up on you.
Didn't feel like it.
No,
if y'all didn't see the episode, make sure you go back and watch it. Those 2 were in rare form, and they came for me.
So dramatic. Did nobody come for that girl? Don't be listening.
You and then you talking about some. You can stop shaking the legs. I feel the traction from your jeans already.
That's funny.
Just an example how you was coming for me.
I didn't recall saying that.
Well, I do because I had to watch it back yesterday.
Well, we live. That's how you know. I don't even recall saying that. I was like, must be on.
I was like, these MFers just came for me, and I'm just sitting in the middle, like, what? Exactly, I'm just existing.
I don't recall saying that.
You said it.
Well,
talking about some. You can stop shaking your leg. I was like, damn. Like people on camera probably wouldn't even notice that I was shaking my damn leg.
I probably was hangry.
You were probably hangry because you did keep talking about how you was hungry. And Antonio told me I was wrong for asking them what's out there to eat, what the food options was out there.
How was that rude? We was in the middle of nowhere.
And he said that's why I was rude. He said, because you knew damn well they ain't have shit out there to eat. I said, I did not.
They might have been something.
And they gave us some options. They said it's more like mom. I mean, what I took it as was more like mom and pop restaurants.
Yeah, not chain restaurants. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I don't feel like stopping at mom and pop.
Because it can go good or bad.
Yeah.
If we was in the mood for something to just eat, I don't want nothing where it could taste like an ashy ass foot boiled in some water. And what you, some of them mom and pops, that's what you might get.
That is very true. Well, it was a good time. Hopefully, you guys saw it.
Girl, that thing better say it was recorded. That thing better say it was recorded. God damn it.
Hope and pray that the camera got the audio. Y'all, we ain't been recording this whole time. The camera's recording. I see it.
Oh,
no. Our mics are not recording, y'all.
You know, that's our fault for not doing our test 1 2 1 2. That's what we get. That's what we get.
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. This one's gonna be one without some poor audio, and this is getting edited because this is actually a good episode.
We using it. Cut your volume up.
Hey, disclaimer at the beginning of the episode. Make sure you got your volume up because we forgot to turn our mics on. Sorry.
No siento.
Sorry. Biane.
Do it. I knew you was gonna do it.
For anybody that speak Korean, that was I'm sorry in Korean. So I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and end this episode, put you out of your misery. Hopefully you stuck around with us and had a couple laughs. If not, I apologize again. But we make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have to share one of the other episodes where we had got better audio, I guess that's what we got to take. But share something. Rate us, review us on the audio platforms, if you will. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.